because even though he hates, and he continues hating Yaakov, but at that moment, you can sort of have a very, very augureous moment. Because he will kiss him for KLALI. And that's in effect what happened. And therefore everything went Yaakov's way. And then what does Yaakov do afterwards? He finds an Esav with him. He said, listen, I'm sorry, I got all the children, I can't this and I can't that. We'll meet up, sometime you go your way and I go back everything. Shmir and the head and there. And in the end, they part. Mm-hmm. Oh, what does Rashi say? Rashi said, they parted. But Yaakov intended meeting up again with him. Over Matai? When Moshe will come.
Oh.
When Moshe will come. Then we're going to meet up again, but then Olu Moishim Bahar Tzion Lishpeit Es Haritov. There's going to be a big judgment. And the Moshiach are going to be on the Har Tzion in Jerusalem, and they're going to judge this Esav character.
Wow.
And that's going to be Leosa glory. And then one hope him, he's good heart, he's good meanings, he's good. One hope anything.
Yeah.
We see from that the Zohar Kodesh presents a completely new picture. And that is that Davki at the moment that things get really tough, and Esav is coming, and 400 people with him, and it's really bad news, the whole thing. All of a sudden, Yaakov Avinu sees the Shekhinah. All of a sudden, yes, so what does Yaakov Avinu do? He bows down to the Shekhinah. That's what the Zohar Kodesh said. What Esav thinks, who cares what this crazy guy, particularly that he thought that so they all came out good. So that's what he thought. That Yaakov was bowing down to him. That ain't was enough communic, okay. You follow? But the Zohar Kodesh learned several inyonim, which are also very new. However, what do we learn from that? We learn from that if you're really like Yaakov Avinu, and you're really tremendously humble, katointi mikol chasodim, and mikol emos, I just become small. Everything Hashem does for me, I don't become a big no. Everything Hashem does for me, I become more, says, the nearer you become to Elokus, so that makes you nearer to the Eibishter. And that could be the name of Rabbi's Talmud, Rabbi Eves.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Eves means nothing. You become nothing. Or you become nothing, then you start seeing things. And so all of a sudden you see, who over live Nehem? It's the Eibishter, not Yaakov, not like Russia. It's not Yaakov, it's the Shekhinah. I found a very interesting thing that in one of the Rishonim, he's called the Mincha Blula. He's in one time of the Rishonim, and he wrote like a pirush where he's like at different pirushim, and he puts them into brief, like statements. He's mamish bullseye. He says the most amazing thing, but he usually talks just better Pshat. Who over Lifneihem, he writes a kavanah ala shchina. They practice Mincha Blula better Pshat, and he says that who over is one of the Ayin Beis Shemeis, Chalulim and the Shem Ayin Beis of the Eibishter. That just shows you all these Rishonim, they were all big Mekaborim. They knew everything. I mean, I do it again. And he writes B'terech HaPshat, exactly what the Zohar Kodesh said. But this is the Zohar Kodesh says, there's a KLALI, there's a, after he bowed down, he's got a guns and a kashim and things, and then the Zohar Kodesh leads up to this tremendous climax, And the Mincha Blula says about pastors. So what do we learn from that, guys? We've got to come out to what's the pitch line? Yeah, what's the pitch line?
Yeah.
The pitch line from the whole thing that Yaakov Avinu's only got one thing to do, and that's Elokus. His Indian is divinity. And his Indian is spreading the message of divinity just like Avraham Avinu. And Avraham Avinu didn't know of anything. The Mittler Rebbe, for example, he didn't know the difference of one star or one coin to the other. But when people came to him in Yechidas, he gave them amazing answers.
Wow.
How did he do this? He didn't know the difference of one coin to another. Yeah, Ella, because his whole in was Elikuz. That was his whole in the Mittler Rebbe. And therefore, what he needed to know and what he needed to do, he did. And that's what happened. So, the same thing with Yaakov Avinu. According to the Zohar Kodesh, Yaakov Avinu saw Esav coming with the guns of Meiser, and he said, "Oh, you caval this Esav business, got the whole thing." He said, "My whole in is bittul katointi mikol chasadim, lachol chasadim. My whole in is bittul. That's my whole in. I got to be more close to the Eibush. I'm going to talk in the language of the Eibush. I'll talk in the language, I'll be more close to Elikuz. What happens? The Eibush takes over, and the Eibush goes in front. You don't have to do anything. The Eibush goes in front, and he fixes everything up. And then Esav thinks, Yaakov Avinu bows down. But he doesn't bow down to Esav. He bows down to Elikuz. And I want to tell you guys that that's what the Rebbe wanted in our generation. And that's what the Rebbe wanted with this whole Eretz Yisrael business. And that's what they really wanted with these crazy Tzionim that they think they're still running the country. Yeah. But the whole thing, he said that's what he wanted of them. The Rebbe wanted that if they go to the they don't bow down to anybody, they bow down to the Eibush. Yeah. First of all, they become bottled, and they just say what Elikuz says. And there is it, if you will say what Elikuz says, everybody be happy. Whether he really means it or he doesn't, that's not your problem. That's not your problem. Lapuyo, he will do everything you want. And that's what the Rebbe said. The whole problem is that they talk in all sorts of language, and they say, yeah, we've got to give back, and we've got to do this, and we've got to do that, and we've got to do something else. And because of that, finish. Then Esav says, well, this guy, he's drank me a cup, so I'll try a cup also. But if you would come to Esav with the koach of the Shekhinah, and you bow down and not to him, he would know. And he would say, oh, yeah. And Lapuyo, it doesn't matter what he's thinking. Lapuyo, he'll do what you have to do. And that's the message of the Rebbe. And therefore, I must say that it was very interesting that I don't have time to keep up with all the news and everything. But my wife, she's learned how to use the computer, but she knows. But I don't know anything about the computer except I know I've got to press a certain button to get my email. Personally, I don't know anything. But she gets occasionally the news, And every now and then she calls me in and says, oh, come in, you must look at this, So I say, I have no time. So last night I was at this Akhnot. You guys were also there, at Akhnot Sefer Torah.
Yeah.
But I was there later by the Suda. I came home and I didn't really care. Everything. My wife said, no, you must come in, you must watch this. So what was it? In the Knesset, a guy without a kippah, he got up and he spoke in Arabic. And the speaker of the Knesset, he was almost falling off his chair, because nobody ever speaks in Arabic. You got to speak in Hebrew. You got to be a good Zionist. Wasn't speaking. But until he woke up, what to do about it? He'd already said a whole speech, this guy. And this guy said a davki in Arabic because he wanted it to get, through all the television and into all the Meshuggah Arabs. that they should hear. And he said, it was mamish a kiddush, I said.
Wow.
And he said, all you guys, your whole Indian is only to kill for the sake of killing. You don't mean anything. And he said the most amazing things. And then he said that the Harabayit Zeh Shalanu. And he said, Kol Eretz Yisrael U Shalanu. He said, V'anachnu lo zazim mipo. We're not going to move. He said, doesn't matter what you do, nobody's even thinking in Arabic. No. Nobody's thinking. And he said, Habayit Amiti U Shalanu. And he said, Anachnu mitpalalim lebinyan habayit amiti. And he didn't have a kippah. And he said, Im Hashem lo yaneh hayom anachnu nitpalel machar. She'anachnu rotzim et habayit amiti. And he said, the whole Verstunkene mosque is not on the right place. And that's the latest opinion of some of the really big authorities. They say the real Beis HaMikdash is not where they're tumah. Yeah. Is at all. And that stone that they have is not the emes Evan HaShasiyah. That's what they. So he said that to them, and he said, "There's a lot of bluffers, and it's not the real place. And it's going to fall, and nobody's interested in you. And all the money that the how do you call it, the international community has given to you to build up your so-called Palestine." He said, "They've all used it just for weapons, and for killing, and for destroying." And he said, so we know who you are, and we're not nispol, and nobody takes you seriously anymore. Mm-hmm. And they showed a picture of the Arabs in the Knesset. They didn't say a word. Gordish, you can't talk.
Wow.
But because he said, Anachnu mitpalalim, and the very fact that he mentioned Hashem, now he didn't have a kippah, he said Hashem. And he said, we are praying, and we will pray tomorrow for the building of the Beis HaMikdash. Oh, that's what they need to be told. And that's what the Rebbe says. That is what's written in the Zohar Kodesh. Who overlifts Nayhem, does it the Eibishter. And remember, you just have to be bottled to the Eibishter, and it doesn't matter what Esav thinks. Lo chashuv, mashu, lepoyo, you'll do whatever you want. So, that's my message for today, guys. You have to realize that that's the story. There's an old saying in English, little by little, somebody's beginning to wake up. And so the Rabbi hammered for 30 years, 40 years. Somebody, it has to go in somewhere. And it is. Woo! It's going in. And a further thing, you should know that there's a Fruma Yid that he became the Sara Oita. His name is GAFNE. And he's made a tremendous Kiddush Hashem. All that this other fellow did, and he ruined the whole economy and everything, he's fixed it all up. And he's giving everybody, even the Arabs, he's giving everybody a fair deal. And he made a speech in the Knesset, and everybody, including the Arabs, came up and embraced him. Wow. Yeah, they all ran up and hugged him. Yeah. So he spoke in the Shem of Tzedek v'Yosha, Amitiyim al pi Hashem, and look, the whole Knesset kissed him.
When was this?
Huh?
When?
This was, I don't know, the day before yesterday or something. Yeah, right now. And actually, that there was a woman in the Knesset that she came up to him and she said that she is sorry that he won't let her hug him up, but she would like to hug him up. She said, but I know that because you're from a Yid, you are not going to allow me to do it. Wow. Kiddush Hashem.
Hashem.
He said, right. And he said, thank you for your blessing. And he said, you can't hug me up.
Shiur is coming.
Yeah. Avamira, that is the answer. He started talking in the name of, Ishtacha v'sheva piomim, and sheva pomim, the sheva midas elyoinas, v'tichves v'tinim, and kiddushim, and delazach. Oh, that's starting, beginning with that. Oh, things will start tomorrow. But we have to know that that's a message, and we don't have to. We have to be mitzvah for everything that's happened and so on, but we have to know that Sof Kosov, Yaakov is Yaakov, and the Rabbi worked very hard, unbelievably hard. The people should realize that they're Yaakov, and it's going to happen, and it's happening. Amen. Keni Hirotzen.
Amen.
And, you know, by the Mishchistim they say, Yechia Melech HaMashiach. The Kach is there. It's a Mela, Hashem Shalom, that'll be of great Hatzlach. And Miltz Hashem, I'm hopeful that we're going to see, Bez Hashem, Gila Lakurz God.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh.
Amen.
And you should realize that I once heard from an elder Chassid, he said to me, "Me batarf hoben a großer Seuver Kolamin." I said, we need to have a big Seuver Kolamin. That's exactly what we're going to have. My knees are hurting me, but nonetheless.
Sorry, I tried calling you.
Oh, you're the one to call?
Yeah.
I saw there was a number. I just didn't have the time to call back. Please forgive me. I thought you were trying to let me know that you were. I'm a couple.